What's going on, my trainer club? Today we are going to check out the new Sinnoh event in Pokemon Go to make sure you guys know exactly what to do, exactly what's coming out there, and exactly what the way to go is in order to get the 2 new shinies. So welcome to the trainer club. Here we go. Welcome back, everybody. Let me know in the comments below. How hyped are you? Are you gonna go hard, or are you actually going to sit out on this event? Because we have 2 new shinies. It's going to be a 3-day jam-packed event. So if you have plans that aren't that important, now would be the time to call your friends or your family and say, hey, I think that we need to reschedule because this event is going to be super fun. Like I said, jam-packed, like I said, 2 new shinies and everything we need to know. So it's actually going to go Friday, February 7th at 8 a.m. local time all the way until February 10th, which is going to be a Monday at 10 p.m. So we have 4 days to do this. And the reason why I'm going to emphasize that you guys get after this because we are having 2 new shinies. So not only are there going to be Sinnoh boosts, but we also have the shiny Riolu for its first time Pokemon Go debut, as well as the HIppopotas. So those are the 2 shinies to look out for and to get after. And plus there are research tasks along with special egg hatches. So the event features are going to include increased boosted spawns of all of the Sinnoh region Pokemon. So this is going to be a great time for you guys to stock up on any of these Sinnoh Pokemon, including some of the more rare ones, which we will get to in a second. It's also going to feature a 7-kilometer egg shakeup featuring all Sinnoh Pokemon, including Gible, Riolu, and others, which we will also check out in a second. So you're definitely going to want to be gifting and receiving gifts as much as possible. And finally, we're going to have some Sinnoh featured research tasks that are going to be definitely great for you to get after. And the last thing, which we've already covered 2 times, and if I need to, I'm going to do it a 3rd because shiny Riolu. Why not? This is a great time to get after it. And plus, we have the shiny Hippopotas, plus shiny Gible is a Sinnoh Pokemon. So let's get after everything we need to know to start maxing out, starting with tip number 1. So tip number 1 is going to be to hatch as many eggs as possible. These are only going to come from 7-kilometer eggs as of we know right now. However, the one thing you do have to realize is that the eggs can also hatch other things. So it's not going to be like only Riolu, Cranidos, and Gible. You can also hatch things like Combee as well. So unfortunately, similar to the last event, how we had the Wurmples popping up, we are also going to have that coming up here. However, shiny Riolu and shiny Gible potentials are going to be in these eggs. So I think that in this instance and last instance, I didn't think it was worth it. But here we are talking about 2 really rare Pokemon. Number 1, Riolu you can only get from eggs, number 2, and number 3, it usually comes from 10-kilometer eggs and rarely from 7-kilometer eggs, but we now have a boost. We're not exactly sure what that boost is, but it definitely is warranting that you guys get after it for those new shinies and for impactful Pokemon.
Just wanted to put one more thing in there for you guys. You have to clear out your eggs and get new 7-kilometer eggs in order to hatch the event-specific tasks. So right now would be a great time to clear out all of your eggs and get ready to stack up new ones. And don't forget not to spin stops even when you are close to hatching eggs. If you have a gotcha or an auto catcher on, because they can spin it, the egg will probably be a little bit delayed and you could collect another egg from a task if it happens too quickly close to when the egg is hatching.
The egg hatches are going to include in the 7-kilometer eggs Combee, which if you get the female, you can evolve it into Vespiquen, and it is actually a pretty viable PvP Pokemon, so it's going to have 100% IV at 282. Next, we have the Bronzer with 100% IV at 344 that does have a shiny potential, and Bronzong is actually a pretty beastly Pokemon for the PvP Great League as well. Next, we actually have Gible spawning in hatches for the 7-kilometer eggs. I cannot wait to see some people hatch shiny Gibles. Definitely tag me on Twitter if you are out there. 569 going to be the 100% IV, and we obviously have the shiny potential, so this one alone is driving me to hatch along with some of the other ones, which are going to be Badoo with the shiny potential. 100% IV is going to be 489, so if anybody needs a shiny Badoo, this is a great time to potentially hatch it. I really like this because there's a ton of shiny potentials in these eggs as well. So obviously there are going to be a couple Pokemon that may be more frequent, such as the Combee. However, it's going to be worth it in my opinion to get some of the more rare Pokemon as well. And we have, like I talked about, worth it for the shiny potential for the Riolu. I absolutely love this shiny potential with the yellow variant. 567 is going to be the 100% IV, and it's going to be a pretty good contender for the Great League, but more importantly for the Ultra League, because it's going to weigh in for this. And then we have the HIppopotas with the shiny potential, 100% IV, 776. This is going to be a new Pokemon that's going to be a shiny potential in the eggs. I actually really like Hippowdon. I like the way it looks. And then we have the Shinx to hatch, which has a shiny potential, 100% IV. Easiest one to remember is going to be 500. Then we have Buizel that is going to be 100% IV at 602. It does not have a shiny potential as of yet. And then we have Cherubi to hatch, no shiny potential, 100% IV, 542. So unfortunately, Cherubi may be one of those more frequent I could see hatching more often, including probably the Combi as well. That's kind of how it seems like to go. Like the non-shiny event things are kind of the ones that kind of populate the eggs a little bit more frequently, but you are going to be getting some Stardust, so you're definitely going to want to get after this. And then finally, we have the Baby Bonsly 744 with the shiny potential. So as far as my eggs go, not only do I want you guys to hatch these, I want you to batch hatch them in multiple quantities. So if you have a plentiful amount of star pieces, you can definitely sync up and stock up on the Adventure Sync, right? Which means you turn off Adventure Sync after it's already been activated. You're gonna go for a run with your phone, right? So when you're running with your phone with your game closed and the low power mode has to be off. It has to be on regular power mode. You're gonna stock up on Adventure Sync with the Pokemon game closed without the gacha on or anything like that. So once you stock up on this, preferably you'd stock up on about 4 kilometers, then you can use the super incubators on these eggs, put them all on, activate a star piece, and then turn on your Adventure Sync, which is going to push through all the distance, and then you're going to hatch it on that star piece. And if done properly, you can really clean up. Or you can go through and walk a lot of these eggs till they're about to hatch. Put your star piece on, hatch those eggs, open gifts without spinning stops, get new gifts because they have to be 7-kilometer eggs, and then push through your Adventure Sync, which would even take you to the next level, which would then hatch 18 eggs on 1 star piece, which would be amazing. And then if you play as well with the boosted Sinnoh Pokemon, would be an awesome tip to do. So now we're gonna get into tip number 2. Tip number 2 is going to be to maximize out on the research tasks. So there are going to be 5 research tasks that are going to be centered around the Sinnoh event in Pokemon Go. So let's take full advantage of it because we actually have a couple Pokemon, one with the new shiny potential, one that is going to be impactful and a very good Pokemon. Catch 5 Kricketot is going to get you a Combi. Combi, it's alright, so that's definitely not going to be the focus. We also have Catch 5 Turtwigs, Chimchar, or the Piplup, which all have shiny potentials, which is going to get you 1,000 Stardust. Really good to stack up on those tasks, to activate with the 7-kilometer eggs and the Adventure Sync with the star piece on. And then we have use a Sinnoh Stone to evolve a Pokemon. Preferably, if you're going to do this, I would definitely suggest getting 3 of these all at the same time. It's going to be a Cranidos. This is going to be the top rock attacker in the game with a 100% IV, level 15 at 780. So it's a great Pokemon to do this for, and definitely don't forget to pine out this Pokemon as much as possible. And then we have Hatch 5 Eggs, which is going to be great to get you a Sinnoh Stone if you do need this. However, make sure to stack 3 of these up and do it while you're doing the Adventure Sync trick as well, because this is going to get you 3 Sinnoh Stones all at the same time. And it's great not only to use these Sinnoh Stones to get the Cranidos, but you also want to look forward and save them for the Rhyhorns, into the Rhydons, into the Rhyperiors. The Rhydon to the Rhyperior requires a Sinnoh Stone. So Rock Wrecker is going to be the moveset, so we definitely want to save these guys up. And then finally, we have win a raid, which is going to give you a HIppopotas with a 100% IV at 582. So definitely stack up these tasks because some of them definitely require a little bit of work. And since I know a bunch of you guys are probably going to be hatching a ton of eggs, you're probably going to be doing some raids in the meantime, you definitely want to combine this. Another thing you could do if you stack up on those win a raid tasks, you could also battle and win a raid, which will get you more Stardust on your star piece, which will help you maximize on getting as much Stardust as possible on a 30-minute window with those 18 egg hatches that I told you in tip 1, which is going to bring us to tip number 3. Tip number 3 is going to be maximize out as much as possible with your Pineapple Berries, because I don't think a lot of you guys actually need Rhyhorn candy. If I am wrong, save your Pineapple Berries, but you can always replenish because we are very early in the month. The community day is not for a while, but rare spawns in this event absolutely must get Pineapped. Especially, we have really cool ones, so we're going to hunt as much wild Pokemon as we possibly can, which are going to include Piplup, Chimchar, as well as the Turtwig, which all have shiny potentials. So those guys, if you need any of their candy, because we will get their Community Day moves back in the 2020 December Community Day as we did this year. So you do want to foreshadow, maybe try to get some good IVs for PvP if you do not have them or you want them, because Empoleon is pretty impactful and Torterra is decent. It's not the best, but it's definitely decent. So Empoleon is the one to look out for. And as far as other Pokemon, we're going to get Kricketot, Starly, and then we have Cranidos. Cranidos is going to be one of those really impactful Pokemon. We also get Shieldon. Shieldon is another impactful Pokemon. It's a pretty beastly PvP Go Battle League Pokemon, so you guys are definitely going to want to stack up on that. We also have the Buneary, which has a shiny potential, and we also have the Bronzer with the shiny potential, which is a pretty good as Bronzong for the Go Battle League. It definitely brings some unique movesets, and it's a pretty powerful psychic Pokemon, so you definitely want to look out for it. As well as Gible, which does have a shiny potential, so it's going to be awesome to see these boosted Pokemon out there, and every Gible you possibly see on your nearby, you definitely want to let your crew know, get over there, Pineapple it, and hopefully you'll get a shiny potential as well.
Alright, so just going over some 100% IVs, and these are going to change a little bit, honestly a decent amount, because of the CMP, which we will talk about in a later video, which is going to highlight our PvP 100% IVs and what IVs to look out for when we're doing PvP. We are looking at, this is going to be Empoleon, is going to be a 2-14-10 is the one that I'm going to recommend you guys kind of get after. Something more higher on the attack than 0, because if you're going against another Pokemon and that Pokemon has a 0 attack with the CMP and you have a 2, you're going to get the priority there. Next, we're going to check out the Bastiodon. So the 100% IV is going to be actually a maxed out one at 12, 15, 15, and any of these other ones you can also check out. And then we have the Bronzong. So I would definitely look at something a little bit down further, maybe like a 2, 14, 13 or a 2, 12, 14, definitely something to check out. And then as far as the Vespiquen, like I said, I'm looking for a little bit higher on the attack. So I would probably go with the 5 or the 11th rank, and I would even go honestly a little bit higher than that, just to make sure that you have a little bit more of the attack to be able to win the CMP charge move priority.
So the main focus of this event is trying to acquire number 1, shiny Riolu, number 2, shiny Gible, since they did not put it as a community day, which we were all hoping, and I'm still holding out hope. I'm honestly not evolving my rare 100% lucky maxed out Gible right now because I have hope, and maybe at some point, obviously they just showed that they can recycle old Pokemon with new moves, so I still think there's a potential to get a Gible, which we could vote on maybe in the future if they decide to rehash this type of behavior. So everything you need to know, make sure to max out, make sure to stock up on your adventure stick, make sure to get your gifts from your friends, make sure to rank up with your friends, make sure to open your gifts, make sure to then have enough space in your bag, make sure not to spin Pokestops after you've hatched all your eggs if you're trying to stock up on 7-kilometer eggs. And I can't wait to max out everything with you guys. We're definitely going to be shiny hunting this weekend, so we can try to get it too. So I appreciate all you guys, all my likers, commenters, subscribers, and Patreon members for taking their subscriptions to the next level. I'm going to see you out on that next video. Peace!
I just want to take a moment and sincerely thank all of my Patreon members, everybody that has taken their subscription to the next level and chosen to support me on this platform. I greatly appreciate you guys. As a growing channel and really trying to grow and improve as much as I possibly can, I really appreciate the extra support. You guys mean the absolute world to me. I cannot wait to connect with you soon, and I appreciate you guys all for being a part of the Trainer Club. I will see you guys out on the next video.